Francis Ngannou vs. Ciryl Gane has just been made official for UFC 270 in January, the same card that was rumored to have Robert Whittaker vs. Israel Adesanya 2 on it. I've been saying it for a while. If there was one guy left in the division to beat Francis Ngannou, it is Ciryl Gane. It wasn't Derek Lewis. It wasn't Stipe Miocic. It wasn't any of these other guys. It wasn't Curtis Blades. It was Ciryl Gane. If there's a guy left to beat him, it is Ciryl Gane. I've been saying that for a while. The story of this fight will be pure technical MMA skill versus unearthly, ground-shattering knockout power. The knockout artist versus the sublime striker. In a way, you can say that Ciryl Gane has never faced anybody like Francis Ngannou before, but I'd have to disagree. I believe that his fight with Derek Lewis was ultimately the perfect test to prepare him for a guy like Francis Ngannou, because early on, I believe that Ciryl Gane will play the same game that he did with Derek Lewis with Francis, just not come near punching range for the first couple rounds, making Francis Ngannou miss. And we all know when Francis Ngannou misses and he continues to miss, he tends to get frustrated and it makes him throw more. Francis Ngannou does not have a good gas tank. This is something that we do know. Even whenever he was fighting Stipe, there was moments where he got overly excited and overly thrown for no reason. Not to mention, if we're talking about pure power here, Stipe Miocic ate a few of Francis Ngannou's shots before ultimately going down. Now, of course, I'm not discrediting his power in any way. I'm just saying that that's just something to take into consideration when you look at this fight. Because Ciryl Gane, in my opinion, is a much fresher fighter with a much fresher chin than Stipe Miocic is. And just all around a much better kickboxer, man. But Francis Ngannou, bro, although his technique may not be pretty, he does throw more kicks than Derek Lewis. He is a better kickboxer than Derek Lewis, but whenever you look at the boxing exchanges, they're almost the same. Francis Ngannou charges forward with winding, looping haymakers that if they freaking glance you on the nose, they're gonna put you out, just like Derek Lewis. But man, you guys, if I'm really going to consider Francis Ngannou winning this fight, he's gonna have to come in killer shape, you guys. If he's looking to win this fight, he's gonna have to be able to go 5 rounds and not gas out or not fatigue. Because what do I always famously say? I cannot bet on a fighter if his only way to win is to knock the opponent out, because there's always a big chance that that killer shot just never lands. But with Francis Ngannou, it doesn't even have to land cleanly. It just has to glance. If it touches you, he could rock you. If you're rocked in front of him, you're going to sleep. You're going to sleep. There's no way you're surviving that. But, I will say this though. If there's anybody to make him miss and basically punch himself out for 5 rounds, it will be Ciryl Gane. Now, Ciryl Gane can be hesitant to exchange and to go forward making the first move sometimes whenever he's facing a big power puncher. Now, Francis Ngannou is just charging at him, trying to hit him for 5 rounds and just continue to miss. That's not necessarily going to win him the fight. But if he can kick the legs, kick the body, freaking poke at the knee, teep kick, all these things, and then get out of the way of those big bombs and just poke at Francis Ngannou from a distance, it's going to frustrate him and it's going to make him swing more, especially in the second round. Mark my words. This fight goes the way I'm thinking that it goes, and it makes it to the second round. Francis Ngannou would have punched himself out by the 3rd round. Mark my words. But man, I can't wait for this. This is going to bring out the best in both guys. No joke, it's going to take the best versions of both guys to beat each other. But I want to know what you guys think. This is great news for the UFC, especially great news for the heavyweight division. We finally get to move on. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. It's been your boy Trippy, and I'm out, man.